You're listening to SideShow Lounge live on KRFYN Radio 121.5 FM. I'm Brian Hansen along with Sam Wolf and Pontius Pilates. We can do this the easy way or we can do it the hard way. It's up to you.
I'm Pontius Pilates. Call me Ponch.
And I'm Sam Wolf.
Are you okay, Sam? You seem more fidgety than usual. Did you forget your pre-show wee?
Nope. I'm just excited because I have exciting news that is very exciting, and I'm excited to tell you.
Is it about the lizard people again?
Nope.
Or how aliens control Major League Baseball?
Nope.
Or how global warming is a plot by Disney Cruise Lines to increase business?
Nope. All those things are true, of course, but that's not my exciting news.
Okay, I'll bite. What's your big exciting news, Sam?
Gosh, Brian, thanks for asking. You guys remember how a couple of months ago I hired a professor to research my genealogy and find out if there's anyone famous in my family tree?
No.
Sure you do. Anyway, he called me last night and said he discovered something really interesting, and I invited him here on the show so he could tell us while we're on the air.
And you didn't feel like maybe you should share this programming information with, your boss?
Nope. So without any further ado about nothing, I'd like to introduce Professor Franklin P. Nudpocker.
Hello?
Ah!
What the hell?
Were you there the whole time?
I don't make much of an initial impression.
Enough chit-chat, Professor. What did you find? Am I related to royalty, a movie star, a mass murderer?
My money's on the third one.
Well, Mr. Wolf, I was able to track your lineage back over 150 years. Your ancestors were mostly apprentices, trainees, interns, and protégés.
I come from a long line of sidekicks.
I did, however, find that one of your ancestors fought in the American Civil War.
Which side?
The North.
Oh, thank God.
Yes, that's a common reaction. His name was Johnny Wink, and he was a private in the Union Army, having participated in a number of famous battles.
How about that, guys? I'm descended from a Civil War hero.
Were there any mass murders committed around the sites of those battles?
Ponch, come on. This is great, Sam. So this Johnny Wink, he was a brave soldier with an heroic military record, yeah?
Well, the records I uncover indicate that Private Wink was discharged in August of 1863 for what was described as chronic diarrhea.
Discharged? He was discharged for diarrhea?
You know, now that you mention it, I do see a family resemblance.
Hey, come on, you guys. This isn't funny.
No, records indicate that it is funny.
I think this is a good time to take a break. So if any of you want to run to the kitchen
To make a poop smoothie.
with some Hershey's squirted on it, now would be a good time.
You guys are shitheads. Global warming, ha! Global colding, more like. As the world spins irretrievably toward ecological disaster, what can you do about it? Use less gas and oil? Recycle bottles, cans, or paper goods? Bury the bodies of your enemies in a compost heap instead of a hole in the desert? Sure, you could do all those things, but will it really make a difference in your everyday life? No, it will not. What will guard you against the terrible climate changes destined to kill everyone you know and love? Buy a sweater. I'm Itchy McNipples, owner of Itchy McNipples Used Sweater Warehouse. We specialize in refurbished sweaters and sweater-like clothing. We dig them out of the dumpster behind the Salvation Army and pass the savings on to you. A quick hosing off, a spritz of Pine Sol, some artfully placed duct tape, and voila! Good as new for a fraction of the original price. We have every kind of sweater you can think of. Cashmeres, cardigans, cable knits. I'm not gonna name them all. They're cozy, they're warm, they'll make you look like a boring schmuck. What do you want? They're sweaters, not tuxedos. Fight climate change the only way that makes sense. The way that affects you personally. Buy a used sweater from Itchy McNipples, Used Sweater Warehouse, on the corner of Cherry and Galena in our fine city. Call them recycled sweaters if that makes you feel better. That way your friends will think you care about the planet, and it'll explain the weird smell. Go team!
No man wants to be caught short. It's a matter of masculine pride. Take a Vigora and she'll never again have to ask if you're inside. Hello, John Rhys Davis again, speaking on behalf of Vigora, the combination Penis Enhancer and Boner Pill from Toxicam. You may know me as Sola from the Indiana Jones trilogy, or Gimli the Dwarf from the Lord of the Rings trilogy, or as Rudy von Seenbaum from the 00 Kid. Like everything you do is so great. Is your penis more wiggly than the snakes in the Well of Souls? Is your little man more stubby, hairy dwarf than tall, regal elf? Then swallow your pride and 3 to 8 Vigoras to add length as well as staying power to the sad flap of skin currently stuck to your inner thigh. Other similar products warn against an erection lasting more than 4 hours. Vigora guarantees it. I took a handful 3 days ago and still have the most brutal and unmerciful erection of my life. The pain is excruciating, and I've been seeing dots for 19 straight hours, but I've never felt more like a man. So come, gentlemen, be harder than Treebeard and longer than the Return of the King. And like Return of the King, she'll never quite know when you're done. She'll never again reject your advance, claiming to have a headache. Should I be tasting metal and hearing the sea? Please, God, call a paramedic.
Oh, we're back in the SideShow Lounge with Professor Franklin P. Nudpocker, who is giving us spurts of information about Sam's Civil War ancestor.
Shut up. Shut up.
Professor Nudpocker, you said that Johnny Wink fought in many famous battles. He must have done something good, right?
Actually, yes. The more I uncovered about Johnny Wink, the more amazing his story became. Turns out he played a major role in the Union victory at Antietam.
Really?
Absolutely. Private Wink is credited with turning the tide in a skirmish that became known in the North as the Battle of Brown River. It's there that he earned his nickname, Shittin' Johnny Wink.
That can't be real.
But it is. In fact, in 1892, a historical marker was erected at the site of the battle, and concurrent flood, to honor Shittin' Johnny's heroism.
Wow! I'd love to see that. Is it still there?
Sadly, no. It was torn down in 1967 to make way for a sewage treatment facility, a lasting tribute in its own way.
You said he fought in a bunch of battles. Like, which ones specifically?
Mostly smaller engagements you wouldn't know by name, but he was at the Battle of Gettysburg in July of 1863.
Gettysburg. I suppose he was some big hero that we've never heard about there, too.
Yes, he was. After retreating through town on the first day, single-handedly slowing the rebel advance, he was stationed at the summit of Little Round Top, where he is credited with influencing the battle in favor of the North.
What do you do? What do you do?
Legend is he released a stream of filth that flowed downhill into the rocks where the Rebs had taken cover, causing them to abandon the position. There's a reason that area came to be known as Devil's Den.
Okay. I call bullshit. This all sounds like, a bunch of crap.
Oh, yeah? You want to share stories about ancestors? Fritz, Gunther, Friedrich, Hitler?
Point taken.
What? Your Prince Gunther Friedrich Hitler? The lost great-great-grandnephew of Adolf Hitler? This is an amazing find. If I could just interview you for a paper...
Move along, egghead.
So if Shittin' Johnny was such a hero, how come there's no mention of him in the history books?
It's simple, really. The South was so humiliated by the nature of their defeats that they never mentioned it in any of their reports. And while the North was initially proud of their great victories, as years passed, they too became ashamed of the details of the battles and systematically had them wiped from the history books.
Wiped. Nice.
Thanks.
So there's no records of him being a hero?
There are, if you know where to look. In Gettysburg to this day, there are subtle tributes to Shittin' Johnny.
Another sewage plant? An outhouse factory? A Barnes & Noble?
If you walk through town, you can follow a painted blue line on the sidewalk to trace the path of the Union soldiers. If you follow a gray line, you can walk in the footsteps of the rebels. And if you follow the brown line on the sidewalk, you can follow the trail left by Johnny.
That's amazing. So I could go to Gettysburg and follow the exact path my ancestor took during the battle.
Yes, but it's not as straightforward as the others. Johnny's line tends to duck behind bushes and trees and chicken coops and the like.
That's it? That's his big legacy? A brown line?
That's not the only proof of his heroism. I've found an extremely rare item that I believe Sam and your listeners will be very interested in.
Okay then, why don't you show that to us after the break?
You're a man, woman, or other who works hard in this world, and it's about damn time that somebody acknowledged that. How often do you find yourself settling for less? Every day, right? Not any longer, Jackrabbit. Now there's more. More is 100% pure extra with plenty of lots for you and your entire family. More not only gives you what you need to get through your busy day, but it does it with oodles to spare. Late for Tiger's Little League game? Have some more. Report for your boss look like a raccoon's dundleberries? Have some more. Wife still knocking boots with your brother? Have some more. More fixes everything with over-the-top and enhanced augment that says to society, get your fat ass out of my way. I've got more. And now in 4 delicious varieties, your more can handle the toughest situations with Astro Ham, Velvet Asparagus, Laundry Mint, and Brown Sugar Cinnamon. Ask your grocer, pharmacist, or back alley handjob engineer for more. Don't you want to be bounteous? Sure you do.
The 420th annual Our Fine City Hemp Festival gets underway next Saturday. Wow, these cookies are really good. Can I have another one? Thanks. Anyway, the Hemp Festival will feature hemp in all its glorious uses and welcomes vendors from as far away as... These cookies would be great with some herbal tea, man. Yeah, just like that. Oh, that's amazing. What kind of tea is this? Oh, herb tea? Right on. So, the hemp thing is gonna be... I really want another cookie, man. Just give me the whole bag. I love these. And the corner of cherries and... Man, now I want some cherries. Ooh, cherry and taco chip brownies. Yeah. I'm kind of sleepy. Go to the hemp. Thanks.
We're back with Professor Nudpocker, who claims to have rare evidence of the heroism of Sam's Civil War ancestor, Shittin' Johnny Wink.
It seems 2 soldiers who served alongside Johnny wanted to make sure his unique talents and contributions to the Northern cause would never be forgotten. So they wrote a song, The Ballad of Shittin' Johnny Wink.
A song, like with words and music and singing and clapping and forgetting the words and then mostly just clapping?
Yes. It was written by Mess Corporal Stephen Cookie Grieger and Private Davy Crybaby Hines in the latter part of 1863 after Johnny was sent home, and I was able to procure the only known recording of it in existence.
Oh my God, oh my God, oh my God, can we play it?
It's fragile, but I believe so. It was recorded by Cookie Grieger's grandson, Grumpus Grieger, in 1927. One side of the record is the ballad of Shittin' Johnny Wink, while the flip side contains another of Cookie's songs entitled, On Second Thought, Maybe Old Jeff Davis Had a Point.
We're not going to play that.
I wouldn't advise it. We think it was written a few years after the war when Cookie had trouble finding work.
Can we put it on, Brian? Brian, can we play it?
All right. Don't Johnny Wink your pants.
Nice.
Thanks. So here it is, for the first time anywhere, the Ballad of Shittin' Johnny Wink.
Oh, where you be a-going to, Shittin' Johnny Wink? The rebels are a-comin', and you've no time to think. To stand and fight alone would be above your rank. But your long johns are a-growin', dirty, dark, and dank. He's shittin', he's shittin' Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. Johnny was a fightin' man, brave and strong and true. It takes a hero to face the rebs while holding in his poo. He fought through rebel bullets, cannonade, and bayonets. But the villain finally felled him low, was his damnable IBS. He's shitting Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. He was a model soldier, a dedicated man. Johnny may have had the runs, but he never turned and ran. He never kept a journal, no paper holds his tail. He used it all to wipe his ass at the end of every trail. He's shitting Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. The battle is a-ragin', but there ain't no hide nor hair. Whereas Johnny got to, he ain't no longer there. I seen him heading for cover, quick as you could please. Squatting behind some bushes, pants below his knees. He's shitting Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. Johnny never fired a shot, his rifle good as new. But the rebels hated Johnny for the other things he'd do. 'Tweren't no bush nor tree nor shed that didn't bear his sign. The biggest cannon in the Union Army was Johnny Wank's behind. He's a shittin' Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. He fouled the rebel water holes so they daren't take a drink. They could not leave the trail lest they step inside his stink. It got onto their blankets, in their backpacks and their boots. They'd rather face a mini-ball than the foulness Johnny shoots. He's shitting Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. The surgeon discharged Johnny, showing him the door, not knowing 'twas Johnny's discharge would help us win this war. Johnny, he is gone now, to him we raise a cup. His battle cry rings in our ears. Hey you guys, wait up! He's a shittin' Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. Everybody, he's shittin' Johnny Wank. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink. From Gettysburg to Vicksburg, he always made a stink.
I've got to admit, that's pretty cool, Sam.
Thanks, Brian.
What do you think, Ponch? Ponch? Are you crying?
That was the most beautiful thing I've ever heard. The only nice song about my family is Deutschland über alles.
That's a nice song too, Punch.
Thanks, Sam.
All right, before we start singing Kumbaya, I'm going to call it a night. For SideShow Lounge, I'm Brian Hansen.
I'm Pontius Pilates.
And I'm shitting Sam Wolf.
Good night.
SideShow Lounge is produced by Hello Cowboy Productions. All rights reserved. Join us next week when we interview Val Kilmer,